People, somebody tell me that this news ain't true. You mean to tell me that Cam Newton has made the board for being in a fight, for doing some charity work somewhere in his hometown? Damn it. Somebody please tell me this ain't true, because you already know what we do here. And here we go again.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome you to the scoreboard keepers. You're around here, we don't keep receipts, we keep the score. So if you want to get on the board, make your point. If it makes sense, we'll add it to the board. If it don't, we won't. Scoreboard keepers.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to episode number 5 of the Scoreboard Keepers. We got another person that has made the board, another person in another situation. I don't know if y'all have heard, and I don't want to jump to conclusions, but there was a fight. I wouldn't, after watching the video, I wouldn't exactly say it was a fight. I'm going to say it was more of a scuffle. It was more of a scuffle than it was a fight. Now, you know how people like to throw extra sauce on things. You know how people like to throw extra sauce on things and make it a little more than what it was, but it wasn't. It was more of a scuffle to me. Now, I've seen some fights that was a lot worse than what I saw. There was a lot of holding, tussling, grappling around the waist, and so on and so forth. I don't care to show that video here, because this situation is like, it bothers me because it just happened to be all African Americans. I believe even the police officer was African American. But before we get into the race thing, which is it's inevitable, it can't be avoided. Cam Newton, I'm not sure what went on there. Nobody knows but Cam Newton. Nobody knows but Cam Newton. But I can tell you this, that, listen, this guy is in the NFL. He was in the NFL. He was a professional athlete, and he came to your town to do something for the youth. And while I was watching that video, the only thing I could ask myself was, where the hell's the damn parents? Where the hell's the damn parents at to these kids? Where were the parents at? I actually heard somebody in the back that sounded grown that told him, we got something for you. Are you kidding me? We're starting this clock. If you can look on the board, it's 7-7 because Cam was holding a 7-on-7 Cam. And some crew called the TSP crew was having issues with Cam Newton, and a skirmish broke out. I just saw one punch thrown, and it came from somebody from the side, as usual when there's a scuffle amongst us, which is sad. which is very sad. Nothing bothers me more than when there's more people on one side than it is the other. If you got an issue with a man, pull your pants up, strap up your boots, and run it. I don't condone, and nor do we condone violence here. But if these things happen, these things happen. So it's time to stop acting like they don't happen, and it's time to stop ignoring it. And it's time for these boys to act like men. Everybody's quick to go to a weapon. Everybody's quick to go and grab your whole entire crew. And then everybody wants to give them credit for running down on one man. I'm disowning people like that. I'm disowning people like that. I don't want to be associated with people like that. Personally, I have too much pride in order to ask my buddy for help to take care of something that I got a problem with. If I was in that field. But personally, I'm not in that field. I don't choose to be around drama. And if I was Cam Newton, I may never do another event like that in that particular place. If I do, I'm having all types of security. The type of security that, people would respect. Now, I know Cam Newton can be a loose cannon. I know he can say some things, some outlandish things sometimes. I know he has like a wiry personality. So again, I'm not going to take sides here because I don't know exactly what happened. I know personally for me, if I have a problem with a kid or somebody that's in that bracket or in that age, I'd prefer to just walk away from them because I would like to think that I'm a little more wiser than that gentleman, that young Thundercat. The young Thundercats act emotional. They don't know how to express themselves other than getting physical. They don't want to, they don't know how to talk it out. If you ever notice, if you get involved with somebody that don't know how to express themselves and their vocabulary, it's not that broad, more than likely it's going to turn to physical within 0 to 100. So Cam has to be aware of that. He has to be aware of that. He has to be aware of his surroundings. I know he thinks he blends in. I know he thinks he wants to relate to all the participants. I know he probably, relived some times when he wished that there could have been 7-on-7s when he was coming up. So he wanted to provide it, for his hometown or the particular place where he was holding this event. But the truth of the matter is that you're Cam Newton. These people saw you on TV. Some people may want to take shots at you. Some people may want to take shots at you. Now you all know, coming up from the mud. If you came up from the mud, you know how it is in the hood. Come on, stop it. People gonna go back to the hood and say things that didn't even happen. Yeah, Cam gave me a ride home. Yeah, Cam gave me $20. That's even if nothing even happened. Yeah, I told Cam, get out of here. It's going to be all kinds of stories that don't even have nothing with the scuffle. Didn't even have nothing with the scuffle. You know how many stories going to come out right now saying, I had Cam's back. Yeah, I pulled so and so. I pulled Johnny off of Cam. Yeah, Cam went to the car. It's going to be so many stories. Listen, these are the things that happen in the hood. If you do not know your surroundings, then it's just best not to even go. If you're not prepared for what can possibly happen there, there's no reason for you to even go. Cam, this message is for you, man. Listen, you're not a regular civilian anymore. I hate to tell you that. You're not a regular civilian anymore. You're somebody. You're somebody. You're in a different tax bracket than a lot of people, man. You're in a different tax bracket, brother. I just want to just talk to you right now because you don't need to be in harm's way like I saw you. Now, were you handling your business? I believe you were holding your own. I believe that you were holding your own. You did a very good job to come out of there flawlessly, it looked like to me. And the reason I say that is because, bro, your hat didn't even come off. The hat was the winner of the fight to me. I don't know what powers you got from it, but that hat didn't move an inch. It didn't twist up, bend up, fall off. You didn't have to go down and get it. I don't know what was holding on. I don't know if it was pinned on there. I don't know what it was. But, brother, that was impressive. That was impressive. I'm going to give you a round of applause for that. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, bro. A round of applause for the hat. Listen, brother, I don't want to make jokes of the situation, really, but I'm just telling you, these kids know who you are. I believe that somebody in of your stature, in your position, should command and demand more respect from our peers. That's why I'm saying what I'm saying about the entire situation and how I don't respect how it went down. I don't respect it at all. If this had been Tom Brady, this had been Troy Aikman, if this had been Dan Marino, if this had been Ben Roethlisberger, I don't think we would have ever seen anything like that. Imagine the Mannings coming to support you at this event and something like this happens. The Mannings, Peyton or Eli, I don't think they've ever had anything happen like this at their events. And this is why I'm holding our people accountable, because I believe personally the way I was looking at it and the way they was the way they was responding after the fact, the way they was responding after the fact told me that they just didn't respect you because they thought that you looked like them and they can relate to you, so it ain't no big deal. You just like me. But if it had been somebody other than yourself, other than your nationality, I don't believe that they would have acted like that. Familiarity breeds contempt. That's what they say. And it's shown itself to be true, man. Them boys down there, y'all need to be ashamed of yourself, man. Y'all need to be ashamed of yourself. If that man disrespected y'all, if Cam did something, if he was in the wrong, then it could have been discussed. It could have been talked out before anything came to be physical. If those kids was wrong, Cam, then you as a man, a grown man, need more patience. But we, like I said, I don't know what happened down there. All I know is this: is that after I looked at the video twice, and there was something that that I was looking at that I was like, well, wait a minute. Why is Cam so close to these people on the one-on-one thing? It's not like you're uh um better than them, but it's a protocol. It's a way to do things. Everybody was like all up in your space. Everybody was close to you. All it was there wasn't a chain up. There wasn't a gate up. It was like everybody was right there. And I know you wanted to feel, touch, smell the whole entire situation. But brother, anytime you got a situation like this and they're acting like this is a learning situation. That the next time they don't deserve to be that close. I heard what they were saying. Who did he think he is? So on and so forth. Well, who do you think he is? He's a professional football player down here doing something for his community. That's who he is. If he wasn't anybody, you wouldn't have been there to even say that. I'm just saying, as our people, we got to do better, man. We got to do better. Why is there so much of disrespect? Why is there so much disrespect going on? It's so much disrespect. You know, it's so much pride. It's so much pride. You should be thankful that somebody could come down there and hold something for nobody else is going to do it. Nobody else is coming there. If he's from there, he feels like he feels like he should do something for his city or for his state or for the young kids around there, that don't have much. That goes on in every city. That goes on in every city. I don't know where the security was. I don't know why I don't know why it jumped off so fast. There had to be some type of disagreement before the hands was put on each other. But it's just a whole entire. I seen where it could have really went left if it wasn't for those fences and a few other things there to stop them from rolling over the hill. That thing could have got bad. It was a fence there when they started grappling. They started underneath of the tent, and they went from underneath of the tent, and they went left. It like went left real fast into a fence. But you could just tell if that fence wasn't there, it would have went, like a normal scrap when people are, out in the streets and everybody, next thing you know, the fight start here and then it's 1 block away. I believe that it would have went like at least 30 yards away from where they was if it wasn't for that fence being there to prevent them from going, further than where they were. And that fence was about 10 yards away from that tent that they was under where it started. And I'm just like, I'm looking and I said, damn, you couldn't even really tell like what really jumped off because it happened so fast. It happened so fast. People, we got to do better, man. We got to do better. We can't be just jumping on our athletes like that. We can't. We gotta hold them to a higher priority. people that's willing to come back into your community and do something, we got to start holding that at a higher priority, man. Nobody else is coming down there to do these type of things where you can get out of the house on and go and do something with your kid. And then that's another thing. What about where was the parents? Where was the parents at? It was so many people just walking around, and then all of a sudden, of course, all the phones come out. All the phones come out. They looking, everybody trying to, everybody going to get right on the internet and put up all this footage. That's why I chose not to show it here. I chose not to show it here because I'm like, man, look, it's enough stuff going on in the world right now. It's enough stuff going on in the world right now. And this is just another stain on our community when we start acting like that. When we start acting like that, let's just start wilding out. Just start wilding out. Now, you think he's coming back down there to do another event like that? He might. He might. But I'm sure he's not in a rush. I'm sure he's not in any rush to come down there to be doing anything right now. I just think that he deserves a little more respect, from these kids. From these kids. I don't know the ages. It was a 7-on-7, and you know how 7-on-7s can be. There can be some teenagers up in there that's feeling themselves, or like I said, it could have been, I don't know who was at fault here. So I'm not judging anybody. All I'm saying is from afar, no matter what was going on, you had a 7-on-7 event. What could possibly be going on? Did somebody take your cleats? Did somebody tell you couldn't go on the field? Did somebody tell you didn't pay? What could possibly be going on at a 7-on-7? What was it, beef? Like, are you kidding me? Was it an argument about who was the best athlete? Was it something from years ago? Did he not sign somebody's autograph? This is crazy, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. The man is on TV. He has a podcast. So many millions of people are seeing him. He just interviewed Cat Williams not too long ago. And now all of a sudden, here he is smack dab middle in some drama. We got to do better. We got to do better. It doesn't matter who was at fault here. We got to do better. And I don't know who all was, involved in the event or whatever, but they need to get all those people back together. All of them. They need to get all of those people back together and fix that thing. Fix that situation. Turn it, do it. Just totally fix it. The same people, and show them people reuniting and squashing whatever problems it was that they were having that day. And then go out there and have that event if they didn't finish it. Because I'm not sure. But if like I said, show us the other side. Show us a community coming together and bonding together. Show us that. I want to see that side. I don't want to see all these videos of the whole scuffle. Cause look how fast it went out there and caught on fire. Now everybody's talking about it. You could put the fire out right now. You could put the fire out right now by bonding, fixing that situation. Cam, get on the phone, get those people back, and now put out another viral video. Put out another video. Let that one go viral. because this one looked like just like, I mean, man, I mean, it just went to 100 real quick, real quick. Almost looked like something that would happen in high school. It looked like something that happens in high school. I won't say middle school. I'm saying high school because of what I was hearing in the audio. You know how it is when kids get into a scuffle and it's a fight, and they don't care that it's 3-on-1, and then the ones that don't care will pull out their phone and just watch. When did we get to that? When did we get to that stage? When did we get to that stage? When did we get to the stage where you sitting there watching somebody else have the advantage because it's more of them, and you decide to pull out a phone because you want to see a critical beat down? If he would have got laid out down there, everybody would have been standing over him with a camera phone, and it would have been, it's no telling what they would have been doing with the footage. Of course, it would have it would have went straight to the internet, but it just seemed like nobody cared about anybody's safety in that situation. And if it was some adults out there, they should have absolutely, that situation should have been fixed before anybody walked out of that stadium. It should have been a whole nother video of people reconciling versus what we're seeing all over the internet right now. And that's how you could have put out this fire. You know, we got to do better. If we can't treat each other right, how are we going to expect anybody else to treat us in a respectful manner? When we doing that to somebody who so-called made it. He made it out of from where he was. Now, I'm not saying he made it, but he made it out from where he grew up at. He made it professionally. He accomplished one of his goals. He went to a Super Bowl. He didn't win it. But this is somebody that you can actually feed off of if you're trying to attain some goals. If you're trying to accomplish something, he's a guy from your town that you can have, you can be happy for him. You can have some pride. You have some pride. He came from the same place I came from, man. If he made it, I can make it. Not this squabbling, man. I want to see another video. Yo, Cam, if you watch this video, bro, I want to see you go back to that same place, get those same people together, and I want to see y'all. You should do it on your podcast and bring all of them in there and show y'all reconciling. And then see if that video goes viral. I bet you that won't get as many views as what you're getting right now. But you can actually put this fire out. And so can they. I mean, because at this point now, all we doing right now is damage control. It's damage control right now because everything, the situation has already went down. But what we can do is we can show people a flip side and show people coming together in love, man, in unity, and showing that we can actually sit down at the table and discuss problems and discuss them out and talk them out and work things out. Not, walking around with all of this animosity, and everybody, oh yeah, Cam this, Cam that, or whatever. I'm saying that it's on you, Cam, because you're the biggest figure in the entire situation. No matter how you look at it, no matter how you slice the pie, no matter how you cut it, don't nobody care about the names of the people that was in the scuffle. The only name attached to this entire situation is Cam Newton, and then he was involved in it with TSP. They gave your name, but gave a group. So it's, bro, you're the biggest figure in the entire pot. So all I'm saying is it's going to take you to bring it together, man, and just do a whole backflip on this thing. Put out another video showing you with those people and bringing those people together, squashing it, going out there and showing that we can talk things out, build together, and love one another. You know what I mean? And it don't have to be no hate, no animosity, none of that. Like men, like grown men, shaking hands. Man, that can go a long way. We're not giving nothing but positive vibes over here. We're not giving nothing but positive vibes over here. We don't want to see no beef. We don't want to see no beef. Because what's that going to amount to? Nothing. Nobody, there's no beef champions out here. I don't see the wall of beef. You know what I mean? There ain't nobody on here that made it to the wall of beef. Man, you can get out here and fix that entire situation, and tomorrow everybody else will be saying something totally different. I'd be going right back there to reconcile that. I need to see the boy that whoever he was that thought that he could, whatever. You need to find out what's going through his head or whatever it was, or show him that you could talk to him. Listen, most of us, when we came up, we didn't have fathers. We didn't have a father in the household, some of us. I'm just keeping it real. Some of us didn't have a father. So when you get a man's man and talking to somebody from one of these, from the new generation, man, they can't even relate. They looking at you like, man, are you crazy talking to me? They can't even relate because they don't understand. But that may be how some of these kids may view you. You 6 whatever, 250 strong or whatever, but do they respect you mentally? They see your physical stature, but do they respect you mentally and what's coming out of your mouth to adhere to it? Or are they thinking, no, I'm on the same level as him just because he got dreads, just because he got a tattoo and I got one? We gotta kill this nonsense, man. We gotta kill this nonsense. We gotta totally bury this kind of nonsense. These kids, I'm talking to these kids too. Like, listen, y'all gotta understand something. Everybody and some of the people that that may be in your families, everybody's not on the same level. And just because we look alike, we're not all the same. Some of us demand the respect from the youth. We're not going to have that. We're not going to tolerate any kind of disrespect. And we expect people to respect that. That's not coming from a hate point of view. That's coming from an understanding that we're not on the same level. The reason I know that is because we've been through too many things. And you haven't been through enough things to know what we're talking about right now, but eventually you will. I bet you some of them kids out there didn't even have a driver's license. Never was able to even buy a drink at the bar. Never was able to go down to the bank and use an ATM card. Those type of things. Cam, you have all them things. And that's the type of things that they need to be trying to get to. But I'm just going to say this, man. If you flip that script, as you see, that's the board right there. That's the board. That's the time. But I'm going to just say this. Listen, if you can go back down there and flip the script, right? And reconcile with them boys, get them all together. And just explain to them your situation. Talk to them like somebody would that they can actually respect. And man, let me tell you something. You never know what can come out of this. what good can come out of this. You can have something really good come out of this situation. You can turn this bad situation and man, and let me tell you something, the pressure can turn it into a diamond, brother. And I'm gonna just tell you like that, brother. And listen here, brother, we God fearing over here. And if it wasn't for the Most High God, I just want to thank Him again for allowing us to have this podcast. And over here, we don't keep receipts; we keep the score. And we always leave you with a scripture. And I'm gonna leave you with one today, Cam. This is Proverbs chapter 3 and verse 1. My son, forget not my law, but let thine heart keep my commandments. And that's important. That's important. So I just want to say, everybody, thank you for coming through. We just wanted to touch this subject, man, real quick, and we'll see you guys on the next episode of Scoreboard Keepers. We want you to like, share, and subscribe. And we look for you to come through live, man. We'd like for you to come through live and give your opinion on this too. You guys, so subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you on the next episode. Score.